lot of commercial structures have some very unique ancillary elements built to them. One of them, and one of the most common intermediate structures, is called the mezzanine. A mezzanine is an intermediate floor installed between two levels of a building. So I might be at ground level right now, and way above my head is the second level of the building. An intermediate of those two levels is this structure. There are a lot of ways in which we can build a mezzanine. We could build it out of wood or lumber materials, have it be self-supporting. We could have steel, like in this case, and have it be ground supporting. But whatever it is, you need to make sure that it is a part of your commercial inspection procedure. Like any other structural member, there are two ways in which we'll look at this: macro and micro. Macro, meaning I'm going to look at this mezzanine from a great distance and make sure that it looks plumb, level, square, and straight. And then the micro is actually getting up right next to it and looking at the structural materials. And so once again, let's begin with our macro approach. So when I look at the macro of this mezzanine, I'm actually going to watch the entire horizontal members to look for level. I'm going to look at the vertical members to look for plumb. If I've established those two elements, then I can start moving into my micro approach, will be the individual inspection. And let's begin with the individual inspection from underneath and see if we can see any supporting elements. Once I've established my macro, now I'm gonna go up close to my micro. And how is this mezzanine? Because remember, it's an intermediate level between two floors. It's a small space. How is it being supported? In our particular case, in this mezzanine, it's steel, and it's being supported on this hidden column with this bracket face, which the steel follows over, and it has been supported on this bracket face, and then it is tied all the way across the structure to the outside perimeter of the building. So I don't see any evidence on this side of any loss of structure or any spot that's not supported. So then we're going to look at now our column, which is in the middle of the mezzanine, to prevent any sagging that will happen. And so when we look at the column, we want to make sure that it's well bracketed as well. So let's take a look at our column next. The column that they're using to create the mezzanine was actually the same column that they're using to support the entire building. So this mezzanine was a thoughtful mezzanine created during the construction. Not all mezzanines are. Some mezzanines are installed for purpose only. Maybe they're going to use it for storage. Maybe they're going to use it as a small office space. But in this particular case, they're using the infrastructure of the building. This column begins with the concrete foundation below us. It is attached to the concrete through bolts, and then our steel goes up and supports the mezzanine on these brackets. We'll see the remainder of the structure when we're on top. But the key is this plumb? Is there any evidence that it's been impacted? This building could be a warehouse that's got heavy traffic, maybe forklift traffic. These things are very common to be hit or damaged. And so this is one of the things we want to double check. And so we want to identify to make sure it's plumb and not damaged. But now let's go on top the mezzanine, and we're going to perform our deck inspection and railing inspection from there. So when we're on the deck of any mezzanine, again, the same principles of construction exist: plumb, level, square, straight. Is the deck solid? When you walk on it, are there deflections? You're not going to be calling out or doing calculations to make sure that the floor load has the proper amount of live load for design. That's not our scope. It's is it constructed in a workmanlike manner, and is it level, in which it is. But like any other raised platform, we do have to look for edge protection. This railing is our edge protection. So you're looking to make sure, is it the proper height? Since this is a guardrail, is it at least 42 inches tall? Are there no openings in the railing that are wider than a 4-inch sphere can penetrate? That would be anywhere on this. And so those are what we're going to look for. Then lastly, with edge protection, can it support a 200-pound lateral or horizontal load against it? All of that suffices. But what's interesting and unique about some mezzanines would be the feature that we have right here. This is actually a sliding gate that opens and closes. We do have some things over here that are obstructing our movement. You are not required to test that movement. If you don't test it, then make sure you take a photo of it and describe on your report that the gate was not part of the inspection, or gate was not open during the inspection. But if you do test it, be careful. This is a fall area, and we do have to be mindful of that. This was specifically designed to be on this side and carry over on this side so that nobody has to lean over the edge while loading and unloading items to this mezzanine. For my inspection report on this inspection today, I am going to take a photo and report that the gate was not operated during the inspection. Other than that, all I'm simply going to have is a couple of photos documenting the state of the mezzanine as it is today. There are really no deficiencies. It's really a top-notch construction. But it's important that when you're doing your commercial property inspections, you don't overlook mezzanines, because not every mezzanine is built as well as this one.